One of the most tragic tales in football is that of Neymar's.
The level of his talent, his career has been unfulfilled.
Someone who isn't just a typical footballer, but a once-in-a-lifetime entertainer.
Neymar is the most skillful player in history.
You cannot touch him on his day. You can't take the ball off him on his day.
Someone who could light up the pitch with unforgettable moments, yet also leave us questioning what could have been.
Neymar could have been the third best player of all time if he had actually been able to commit to that work ethic.
Was he simply unlucky with injuries? Or did he play a part in his own downfall?
He has been, in some ways, his own worst enemy.
Neymar's career is a mix of brilliance and controversy, which is worth analysing deeper. To understand more, it's crucial we start from the very beginning. Because in a country full of all-time greats like Pelé, Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, Neymar was destined to carry the torch for Brazilian football.
Neymar is the next great hope for a nation that demands a prodigy every generation.
It's part of our tradition, it's part of our mentality.
The 17-year-old rising star Neymar.
Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., the 17-year-old simply known as Neymar, is the star striker for Santos Football Club.
Neymar's performances at 17 had already caught the attention of many top clubs.
Elsewhere, Chelsea have made a £20 million bid for the exciting Brazilian striker Neymar.
I don't know nothing about this because I can say about Neymar, he's a fantastic player, but he's not a Chelsea player now.
Neymar, however, was committed to honing his craft in Brazil.
He's just signed a 5-year deal with Santos to ward off Chelsea.
But Neymar still had his chance to impress in front of a larger audience.
And then Neymar, unmarked in the box, free header. But what a finish. In his first cap for his national team.
He scored a goal in his very first match. But it was in 2011 where Neymar truly announced himself on the world stage. A breathtaking solo goal earned him the coveted Puskás Award.
Neymar.
But despite this win, as well as scoring over 100 goals for Santos, everyone knew that Neymar was meant for the world stage.
Neymar is still a very young player, but we all have a lot of confidence that he pretty soon is going to be the best in the world.
I think as a fan and someone who I've followed quite closely and seen the talent he's got, I'd love to see him come to Europe. Maybe the Premier League, who knows.
When he comes to Europe, everybody will have a better idea what I'm saying.
5 seasons and 136 goals later, Neymar knew it was time to finally leave his home country.
Neymar has agreed in principle to join Barcelona on July the 1st.
Neymar was greeted by over 50,000 fans at the Camp Nou as he completed a €57 million move from Santos.
Neymar's first test to justify his price tag came at the 2013 Confederations Cup, which he passed in flying colours. 4 goals, including one in the final against world champions Spain, helped Brazil win the tournament.
He's proven without a shadow of a doubt ahead of his move to Barcelona that he can cut it against top-level opposition.
He really has lifted this country.
At this point, it's clear that Neymar would have a successful career for Barca. However, his first season wasn't exactly how he envisioned it.
It's not been hugely impressive in his first season at Barcelona. It's not bad.
This dude, he didn't necessarily do the greatest for Barcelona in his first season in La Liga last year with only 9 goals.
He's not the same league as Messi.
I don't think that it's fair on him. He's still a young boy. He needs to grow.
7 out of 10 probably for his first season, but it does take players quite frequently a time to adapt to a different country, a different continent.
But you need to give him time and the space.
Neymar didn't exactly find immense success in his debut season for Barca, but the Brazilian knew it was soon time for his turning.
Welcome to Brazil, where World Cup 2014 is well underway.
2014, Neymar returns home for the World Cup. Here, he felt much more at home, with the opportunity to be the main man.
I really think Neymar is in for a big tournament. I think he's a great player.
Neymar's the face of the team. He's going to get the headlines because he's one of the best players in the world.
He's not shown it yet in Spain, but I think this will be a platform, and then next year you'll see him brilliant.
But still, the pressure to succeed continued.
The hopes of a nation rest on this young man's shoulders. The team is counting on his goal-scoring genius to win matches. High expectations for his very first World Cup.
But for Messi and Neymar, they're the big two who are expected to carry their entire country.
Very big responsibility.
Brazilians began wondering, can this kid really reach Pele's heights? Soon enough, we got the answer.
Neymar scores twice in the first half, scoring his third and fourth goal of the tournament, helping Brazil beat Cameroon 4-1 as they advance to the next round.
And Neymar showed that he is he's a player for the big occasion.
On a positive note, most of the big stars have really turned up, haven't they? Neymar scored 4 goals.
But it was in the knockout stages where the pressure reached boiling point, because Neymar needed to score an important penalty to send Brazil through.
That much pressure on young shoulders, had to score.
Neymar, it's a stumbling run, but nothing stumbling about the...
I don't think this is a guy who fears the pressure and responsibility.
Hope was in the air as Neymar helped send Brazil to the next round. Little did the fans know these hopes would soon be dashed.
In the last few moments that Neymar, the star striker, is ruled out of the rest of the tournament. He picked up an injury to his third vertebra in his back. It's fractured.
A tragedy for the home nation.
Yes.
He leads them in goals scored, shots on goal, chances created.
And I think it's a real blow for Brazil, massive blow for Brazil.
And all of a sudden you're thinking, well, how are they going to do it now? Can they still do it?
Germany delivered a heart-wrenching blow in the form of a 7-1 annihilation.
It's hard to describe in words what happened to Brazil on Tuesday when they lost 7-1 to Germany in the World Cup semi-finals.
The dream was over. But Neymar still had unfinished business for Barca.
Great news about him today. He's been declared fully fit from the back injury that he got against Colombia.
This is where it gets interesting though, because with new signing Luis Suarez in the team, everything seemed to click.
There's almost telepathy between them that's been in evidence throughout the season, is still there.
Neymar, Messi and Suarez. I don't think I'd sleep too well at night before.
And it's all about how you can neutralise their front three movement of Neymar, Suarez and Messi.
Neymar, Suarez and Messi, they interchange. People can't defend them because you don't know where they're going to be.
Phenomenally gifted front three, arguably the most talented front three that's ever existed in world football.
120 goals for MSN as they laid claim to a historic treble. For Neymar, he doubled his goal tally from 15 to a staggering 38. The Brazilian had announced his presence in La Liga. But there was still one man that continued to be in all the headlines. Neymar knew he had the ability to be the star man, and in the following season, he got his opportunity.
The headline, though, has to be Lionel Messi, suffering an MCL tear in a Barcelona win over Las Palmas on the weekend. Messi will be out for 7 to 8 weeks.
Since Lionel Messi got injured, everyone in Barcelona was expecting Neymar to shine.
El Clasico is in a couple of weeks' time.
Could Neymar step up in Messi's absence? We soon got our answer.
At the moment, who needs Messi when you've got these two?
And he excelled in that. He took the responsibility.
Once again, Neymar broke the 30-goal mark with Barca, contributing to another league title. But is that all he wanted? Because it was soon becoming clear that Neymar's career was being overshadowed by two men, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Barcelona is Messi's city. Madrid is Ronaldo's city. Every other footballer is in Messi or Ronaldo's shadow.
But there was an argument to be made that Neymar would soon hold the coveted Ballon d'Or eventually.
Neymar's got a lot of years ahead of him, and even though Messi's still at the height of his powers, he will start to deteriorate eventually, and Neymar's just coming into his prime.
At 24 years old, he could well pass the caps record of 142 as well. And when it comes to the Ballon d'Or, the only question is how many will he win?
Neymar put talks of him leaving to bed as he pledged his loyalty to Barca until 2021.
And he's going to be earning around 25 million per year.
In the Champions League, he had a chance to show everyone how dedicated he was to the club. Because in the first leg of the last 16 tie against PSG, Barcelona were embarrassed 4-0. It was going to take a special player to step up and help complete one of the biggest comebacks in Champions League history. Suarez scored goal number 1 and Messi number 2. Now, it was time for Neymar to shine. In the 88th minute, up steps Neymar to bring Barca one step closer. But he wasn't finished there. In minute 91, he scored a clinical penalty to bring the team within 1 goal of victory. With the ref ready to blow his whistle at any moment, Neymar's pass had to be inch perfect. And inch perfect it was. Neymar was undoubtedly the difference maker to help Barca make a miraculous comeback. But what preceded wasn't what Neymar had anticipated.
Neymar scored 1 off a direct free kick, 1 off a penalty, and he assisted on Sergi Roberto's goal.
Yeah.
And the one picture everybody saw was Lionel Messi doing that.
It's Messi in the newspapers. It's Messi who completed the comeback. It's not Neymar. And I believe that that was the day that Neymar looked at Barcelona and looked at Messi and said that as long as I'm at this club, I can't be the best player in the world.
He has to leave Barcelona because I feel like he's always going to be under Messi's shadow and he's not going to be appreciated for the evident talent he has.
Neymar has moved from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain for a staggering 200 million.
The overwhelming emotion that we feel is definitely betrayal.
Fans are very angry with Neymar.
Coming away from Barcelona and out of the shadow of other players might help him, but for me, it was a surprise, it was a shock.
Because the thought process is he can't become the world's best player if Messi's there as well.
I didn't expect it. For me, it came out of the blue.
But Neymar has to live up to the hype and the 220 million transfer fee they paid for him.
Refusing to be in the shadows of Messi any longer, Neymar's journey as a PSG player commenced. Despite being in a lesser league, Neymar made it clear early on that he was there to give it his all.
The Brazilian has been in superb form and plays with freedom in the front three.
Dribbles, 1 against 1. No one does that anymore, except Messi. Scores 30-40 goals every year.
Neymar is way too good for the
good.
French league. The golfing class between him and anybody else
in general.
His dribbling, his change of pace and his ability to turn a match on its head within a split second.
Neymar got what he wanted. He was the poster boy of the entire league. But this pursuit to be number 1 came at a massive cost.
Neymar out of the Champions League second leg against Real Madrid with a metatarsal injury.
Neymar suffered a serious injury, keeping him on the sidelines for 3 months. Unfortunately for him, this injury was only the beginning. He missed another 28 games in the following season, leaving PSG without their key player for the important matches. The team desperately needed someone to step up in his absence, and who better than Kylian Mbappe?
But the real star of the club right now is Kylian Mbappe, and when Neymar wasn't there, that Cavani wasn't there, Mbappe did very, very well.
If indeed Neymar's motive was to be the man, the guy, away from Messi, and then this is going to be my team and I'm going to carry this team, well, it's impossible to do that when you're not there, as Frank just said, when the team needs you the most.
For his club, Neymar was slowly losing fans, but for his country, everyone still believed in Neymar to deliver them hope. At the 2018 World Cup, Neymar got his chance at redemption.
I think Neymar's had a little bit of time to recover. He looks fit, he looks hungry, he looks determination, so they're going to...
The tournament in Russia, however, didn't go as expected.
Everyone knows he wasn't good. He looked tired, he was slow, just off the pace, his attitude was poor. I know he's getting fouled, but you can tell that wasn't the real Neymar.
Numerous times just looking to attract 3 or 4 players over just to build his skills, compilation on YouTube.
All Neymar does, he's dived like an Olympic swimmer, blood, less of that.
Stop it, Neymar. Just stop what you're doing and just play football. I don't get it.
Replay showed Neymar just collapsing to the ground under no touch whatsoever. It's, oh, Neymar, no.
It is cheating. It is that simple. Again, the minus of touches.
And Neymar, he didn't know nothing today.
Like Pele, whatever it might be, he failed miserably in that way.
And he's not a kid either. He's going to be 30 by the time the next World Cup comes around in Qatar in 2022. And
like, you kind of think Neymar still is a youngster, but 27, in his prime, should have really gone into this tournament and been the star of the show.
It's absolutely 100% about him not maturing.
Time was quickly running out for Neymar to fulfill his potential, but injuries continued to plague the prime of his career.
He's 27 years old, he should be moving the ball early and then getting it back, not letting people get close to him. This guy invites it, so he shouldn't complain when he gets kicked.
But how much does this get all brought on by Neymar himself, teasing his defenders?
Fans wanted Neymar to take his football more seriously, 2 years later, they got what they asked for. Neymar was determined to bring the Champions League home to Paris.
He's electric. He really is. And he is a difference maker because at his very best, he is a top-tier talent.
But it's also the passion that he showed, the communion with the players and also with the fans at the end.
It mattered to him tonight. Maybe it was a personal thing. Maybe all the attacks on Neymar, he's taking it personally. He says, you know what, I'm going to carry this team.
This is why he came to the club. He wanted to be the big star, the number one, not in the shadow of Messi or Suarez. And he is now. And this is the kind of game where he has to be the leader and he has to deliver and put on a good performance to send his team through.
Because it was only Neymar who was carrying them.
It was a different type of Neymar, a new Neymar.
This isn't about Di Maria, this is about Neymar's awareness, it's that ability to just do things off the cuff.
And Neymar will have to prove that the Paris Saint-Germain paid him a lot to win it, so he's going to give everything.
The 2020 Champions League final, PSG taking on Bayern Munich.
The Champions League was within reach, but in the 59th minute, all hopes were crushed.
Very, very good run from PSG and Neymar and the rest of the team. But ultimately, like I was alluding to, the best team in Europe won.
But what I would say to Neymar is, why are you crying now? What are those tears going to do?
It was at this point where PSG decided to take a different approach.
We start with one of the most significant transfers in the history of football. Lionel Messi has tonight signed for Paris Saint-Germain, officially ending his 21-year stay at Barcelona.
How much is there a sense, though, that they've thrown everything at it now? It's now or never.
I think there is a feeling that PSG are clear favourites, and this really is the time for them to finally win this trophy.
Neymar was no longer trusted to be the main man.
It was going to be his team. It was going to be his project and his success. And while PSG was close, they didn't quite make it to where Neymar and PSG wanted to get to, and that's winning Champions League. And so in comes Lionel Messi.
The main question was, how is Neymar going to deal being in the shadow of Lionel Messi?
Right.
But we know in the past he dealt with it pretty well. They were great on the pitch together.
And now, just the presence of Lionel Messi automatically, whether Neymar likes it or not, puts Neymar, again, in a secondary role.
Neymar was back in a supporting role for Messi, and things looked promising early on. A 2-0 win against Man City gave the fans hope that victory would finally arrive, but that hope quickly turned into disappointment. A second-place finish in group play led PSG right into the belly of the beast. Eventual winners Real Madrid defeated them with ease.
Neymar, again, I say it. I've been saying it for years, mate. He's so overrated.
They can't cope because they don't all defend or play as a team.
Neymar was doing Neymar things, which is whatever he wants.
The best players are not working with the team.
Coming back defensively, have you ever seen Neymar doing that once? Never.
There's been massive egos, which is part of managing big clubs that are there.
Are the players too powerful? Maybe, in a way.
But at this level, to carry 3 players that aren't going to be able to work to the intensity that you probably need to win the tournament like the Champions League is very, 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 very difficult.
Jake, if you...
Some of the hard work, doing some of the dirty side of the game, he lets himself down, and as a result, lets his team down.
Do I want 4 years more of Neymar the way he played yesterday? How on earth did he play 90 minutes?
And things went from bad to worse.
The FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 is finally here.
He turned his ankle, where they're going to assess either the swelling comes down and he can play again. We may not see him again.
He's struggling to be fit for Brazil's first knockout game.
Just when it all seemed over for Neymar, he was able to fully heal in time for the knockout stages.
Neymar is back in training with Brazil ahead of their game against South Korea. He may not be ready, but...
They're saying that Neymar is fit. Tite has confirmed it.
All of a sudden, things started to click.
And Neymar coming back from injury and scoring his first World Cup goal.
And he's now 1 goal away from tying Pele's record for the all-time scorer for the Brazilian national team.
Neymar! Neymar! Goal!
A Pele-esque goal to tie his record. You couldn't write a better script. Unfortunately, the scriptwriters had other plans in store.
And Neymar had that moment, but that moment was trumped.
The World Cup dream was over, and so was any chance of Neymar returning to his best.
Really disappointing news for Neymar because he is out for the rest of the season.
Heartbreaking news, of course, for Neymar to be out for the rest of the season, for PSG not to be able to have that Brazilian number 10, like too many
times before a season cut short by injury.
You know, a recurring theme now for Neymar with PSG. Injuries interrupting, you know, more than half of the seasons that he's actually now played with the club.
PSG were ready to cut ties with Neymar once and for all.
Neymar's going to stick around because he's an enormous contract and nobody wants him. But he's maybe the guy that they wouldn't have minded to shift.
Where do you sell Neymar to? How do you sell Neymar?
Neymar to Newcastle could actually happen as well. What is this all about? And is this the next stage of super wealth?
We're told that Manchester United have been approached by intermediaries about signing Neymar from PSG this summer.
But England was not the destination.
Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal have agreed a deal now with Paris Saint-Germain to sign Neymar.
Because Neymar has shown himself to be the ultimate vibes footballer. He's not chasing greatness. He's not chasing to sit with the Ronaldos and the Messis, and he's here for vibes.
The level that Neymar should have been at, his body's let him down to a level, of course, he's had injury problems, but the level of his talent, his career has been unfulfilled.
Neymar could have been the third best player of all time, potentially top 2, if he had actually been able to commit to that work ethic and to being on good teams and being part of a really good, solid club. But instead, he made some weird career choices that derailed, in a way, his career overall.
The world's most expensive player requires surgery after seriously injuring his knee whilst playing for Brazil.
With his ACL injury, it's safe to assume that one of the greatest talents of football will never reach his lofty potential. For Neymar, he will certainly be remembered for the career he could have had, and not the career he did.